Most people spend 6 months and $10,000 building something nobody asked for. And you could avoid all of that in exactly 7 days. We're talking about the difference between a business and an expensive hobby. And the gap comes down to one ruthless skill: validation before creation. Here's the uncomfortable truth the startup world doesn't put on a motivational poster. Most founders fall in love with their solution before they've confirmed there's actually a problem. It's like spending 3 weeks cooking an elaborate dinner for a guest who already ate, and the bill is your savings account. The first catalyst for wasted product development is almost always emotional attachment, where the builder becomes the worst possible customer to ask for feedback. Think of it like a parent being asked if their kid is talented. The answer is never objective, and you already know what they're going to say. Think back to 2021, when everyone and their accountant had an app idea, a pitch deck, and a Shopify store opened on the same Tuesday afternoon. The energy was infectious, the Notion templates were flying, and the phrase minimum viable product was being used to justify some genuinely maximum effort builds. Fast forward to now, and the graveyard of abandoned side projects has gotten so crowded, it practically has its own zip code. The optimism didn't die, it just got expensive, and the survivors are the ones who learn to test before they invest. The psychological trap here is what behavioral economists call effort justification, where the more time you pour in, the harder it becomes to admit the idea isn't working. One entrepreneur described it perfectly. I didn't have a startup. I had a very elaborate reason to avoid admitting I was wrong. History actually rhymes pretty neatly here. From the dot-com era to the creator economy boom, every cycle produces a wave of builders who confused motion with validation. The ones who came out ahead weren't necessarily smarter. They were just more willing to hear no early and cheaply. Product validation has followed a predictable arc across every industry. And the checklist that works in 2025 isn't radically different from what worked in 1998, just faster and cheaper to execute. The community of builders who've done it right keeps landing on the same core moves: a landing page, a real conversation, and a willingness to charge money before you've built a single feature. A common misconception is that validation means surveys, and that if enough people click yes on a Google form, you have a green light. Surveys measure intention, not behavior, and people are spectacularly generous with their enthusiasm when there's no wallet involved. So here's your 7-day sprint in plain language. Day 1, write down the problem in 1 sentence, not the solution, the problem. Days 2 and 3, find 20 real humans who have that problem and have a 5-minute conversation. Not a pitch, an actual curious conversation. Day 4, build the ugliest landing page of your life with a clear value proposition and a button that asks for either an email or actual money. Days 5 and 6, spend $50 or less running targeted traffic to it. Facebook, Reddit, a niche newsletter, wherever your people actually live. Day 7 is judgment day. And you're not looking for perfection, you're looking for a signal, a reply, a purchase, a when does this launch message that came from a stranger. If you get nothing, you haven't failed. You've just saved yourself 6 months and the emotional wreckage of a launch that didn't have to happen. The discipline isn't in the building, it's in the willingness to stay in testing mode, even when your gut is screaming to go all in. Position size your conviction the same way a smart investor sizes a trade. Small enough that a loss doesn't end the game, large enough that a win actually means something. At the end of the day, the process is the product. And the founder who validates 10 ideas cheaply will almost always outrun the one who builds one idea expensively. Consistency, iteration, and the humility to be wrong fast, that's the actual unfair advantage nobody puts in the course title. And if this kind of strategic thinking around building, investing, and executing sounds like something you want more of, we can help you get started, whether in real estate investing, home contracting work, or finding lenders. Check out our links in the description below.